welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment 2017 NFL Mock Draft 8.0. We're about 8 days away from the 2017 NFL Draft. Mock Draft on your screen in 3, 2, 1. So there you go. That is the 2017 NFL mock draft. And I already know what you're going to say. What? You have Mitchell Trubisky going number 1 overall. Now, let me tell you right now, I don't think this is actually going to happen. Okay. But I wanted to do something a little different for this mock draft because I'm going to come out with 2 more mock drafts after this one this week. So I really did not want to, I wanted to do something different today. So that's something different. Again, I don't think this is what's going to happen, but I felt like, do something different. Let's see what happens if he does go number 1, which is the current rumor. Apparently, the Browns are considering taking Mitchell Trubisky number 1 overall over Myles Garrett. If that were to happen, what else would happen as a result of that? But real quick, before I talk about the mock draft, let's talk about this. 10,000, right? 10,000 subscribers here on Sports Fan Entertainment. Thank you all for that. And it's a bigger achievement than I thought it was going to be for me internally. When I thought about 10,000, I knew it'd be a nice figure. But seeing it on my YouTube channel, seeing it everywhere now, it carries weight. It carries gravitas. And it's a great achievement. Thank you guys for that. But with that said, let's keep moving forward, right? Let's put our head down. Let's keep putting up work. And that's what I plan to do. So, with that said, again, thank you all for that, but we're going to keep moving forward. So let's talk about this 2017 NFL Mock Draft 8.0. Again, I don't think that the Cleveland Browns will take Mitchell Trubisky number 1 overall, but if they do, the 49ers will take Myles Garrett to me. After that, the Bears have a choice to make because defensive end Solomon Thomas would be a great selection for them. They need a 3-technique defensive end. That's why they're also considering Jonathan Allen. With that said, though, I still went with strong safety Jamal Adams. But again, if this were to happen, it would not shock me if they went with Solomon Thomas. Or, even if Myles Garrett still goes number 1, if, let's say, the 49ers pass up on Solomon Thomas, that they go Solomon Thomas, or they go with Jonathan Allen anyway, right? So still a lot of possibilities for all of these teams, really. And I hope that we get some definitive rumors this upcoming week. I got to tell you this, though. I'm hearing more and more. I'm reading more and more that the Chicago Bears could take quarterback Deshaun Watson with the number 3 overall pick. Now, I got to tell you, man, that would make little to no sense to me. I understand they need a quarterback. I guess you could say they just paid $15 million per year for Mike Glennon. So I don't know what they're thinking. That's the current rumor floating around. I didn't mock it this time. Maybe next time I will. I've seen about 4 or 5 reporters report this. I think there may be something to this. Man, Chicago, man. We move on to number 4 overall. Jacksonville Jaguars taking Leonard Fournette. Still, to me, look, I understand that Jaguar fans right now on YouTube, if you've been following them, I'm sure you probably haven't. But if you have, look, they're really pissed off at each other right now because some want Leonard Fournette, others want defensive linemen. Let me just butt in real quick, Jacksonville community, and tell you guys it doesn't really matter, right? They're both great. Everyone's great. The question is, who helps your team more? And I believe that's Leonard Fournette. But with that said, if you take Jonathan Allen, if you take Solomon Thomas, they're good picks. If you take Jamal Adams, if he's available, he's a good pick anyway. I hate how at the top of these drafts, if we're not talking quarterbacks, I hate how critical some fans can be. Who cares? If we're all in agreement, right, that Leonard Fournette is good, Jonathan Allen is good, Solomon Thomas is good, who cares which one of these good players that we get? The problem becomes, okay, will we take a quarterback over these good players, or how much better do we think these players are better than these players? So if I definitively believe that Solomon Thomas is way better than Leonard Fournette, then perhaps you could have a problem with that, and perhaps it's worth arguing. But outside of that, look, I'm a Titans fan, right? I want us to take Marshon Lattimore, but you think I'm going to come up here and complain because we're going to have a 5, 6, 7-time Pro Bowler in Jonathan Allen if we take him at number 5 overall? You think I'm going to complain if we take future 8-time Pro Bowler, future Hall of Famer Jamal Adams with the 5th overall pick? I ain't complaining. You can prefer this guy over that guy, but you're still probably going to get a very good player, and I think we can all agree these are good players up here. Now, as we get lower down, yes, there's more uncertainty with each and every pick, and yes, we can have more debates when it comes to those picks, but yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Way too much on that. Number 5, Tennessee Titans take cornerback Marshon Lattimore. You know, right now, I've been mocking Jonathan Allen to the Titans for a while now, if you haven't noticed. Right now, I'm leaning Lattimore very probably foolishly, but it makes the most sense. They just released cornerback Jason McCourty. The Titans did. He never made the Pro Bowl, but he like eight-year player for the Tennessee Titans. You know, their cornerback for years. He's been like their number 1, number 2 cornerback for years. Now, they currently have Logan Ryan as their number 1 corner, and a decent one, right? Not a great one, but a decent one at that. Outside of him, they don't have much. So the need at corner is now bigger than it was last week. And it would make more sense to me that if they went Lattimore. But with that said, guys, I'm telling you, I think John Robinson will fall in love with Jonathan Allen. And perhaps in my next mock, I'll go back to Jonathan Allen. So number 6, Jets take Malik Hooker. You know, no one's really talking about this, but I think this is actually the most likely scenario right now. You know, I've been on the Hooker to the San Diego Chargers bandwagon. It's so easy and nice to slot him there. But who are the Jets going to take? They want to trade down, right? That's what they want to do. That's what they love to do. Will they be able to? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. We'll see. If the Cleveland Browns want to trade up, then perhaps. But the Tennessee Titans will like to trade down at number 5 too, and you know, other teams want to move up and down, so it's tough to say. If they stay at 6, I think they're going with Hooker. They cannot go with Jonathan Allen. They could go with Solomon Thomas if this is how the board shook out. They could go with Leonard Fournette if he falls from the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is possible, and we do need to consider that as well. But I think if this is the way the board shook out, I think Malik Hooker would have to be the pick for the New York Jets unless they fall in love with the quarterback, and that'd probably be a dumb pick to me. We move on. 7, San Diego Chargers take defensive end Jonathan Allen. Not much to say there. He'd be a great player for them. Number 8, Carolina Panthers take advantage, and they really reap the benefits of Myles Garrett not going number 1 as they get their hands on defensive end Solomon Thomas out of Stanford at number 8. This would be a great pick for them, great pick for their franchise. Great. Number 9, Cincinnati Bengals, who I'm really struggling with, man. Bengals fans, y'all got to help me out. Who do y'all want? Right? I'm looking at who the Bengals are visiting with. I'm seeing a bunch of running backs. Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, you know, Leonard Fournette, I believe, as well. Are they going to go running back here? Dalvin Cook's draft stock is falling, reportedly. Christian McCaffrey's is rising. Is it this high? Does he offer you much more than Giovanni Bernard? He's better. How much better? Are you prepared to move on from Giovanni Bernard? I'm not sure about all of this. So I went with Derek Barnett. And this was a little foolish, I'll be honest with you, because I'm not sure how high Derek Barnett is going to go. But right now, I can't slot Reuben Foster here. They just signed Kevin Minter, the inside linebacker formerly of the Arizona Cardinals. So I can't slot an inside linebacker to the Cincinnati Bengals as I would love to do here. So I have a problem. So Bengals fans, help me out because I'm not really sure what to do. Time is running out. You got 1 week to the draft. What the hell are y'all going to do? Move on to number 10, Buffalo Bills. Take wide receiver John Ross, and I think they're going to lean wide receiver. Reports coming out now, the Bills are uncomfortable with the idea of extending wide receiver Sammy Watkins. This is ridiculous to me, but so be it. They needed a wide receiver then, right? If you're going to move on from Sammy Watkins in 2018, you need a wide receiver. Take a wide receiver. I've been mocking O.J. Howard here a little bit, but now I believe the need of wide receiver is greater if they are really going to move on from O.J. Howard. And even if this is just what I believe that's what they believe, right? If they're not going to extend Sammy Watkins, Robert Woods, their former number 2 wide receivers, over being the number 1 currently for the LA Rams, okay, there's issues here. And by the way, I just realized I keep calling the San Diego Chargers. See, I did it again. I keep calling the Los Angeles Chargers the San Diego Chargers. Man, this is going to take me a while to get used to. I apologize for that. So with that said, John Ross to the Bills. After that, okay, I'm going to go through this a little quickly. I'm not going to talk about every team, but number 11, New Orleans Saints, Taco Charlton. I don't love it. Okay, honestly, I don't love it because I think Taco Charlton could go anywhere from 11 to 30. I think the same could be said for Takaris McKinley. I think the same could be said for Charles Harris. I don't know where these edge rushers are going, right? So if you're looking at my mock and you're shocked and you cannot believe where I have these edge rushers going, I don't know where they're going. Not many teams need edge rushers, and I'm not sure what these teams feel about these edge rushers. We hear that they like them. How much do they like them? Who's the number 2 or number 3 edge rusher behind Solomon Thomas and Myles Garrett? Who's number 3? Who's number 4? Who's number 5? There's a lot of uncertainty there. I'm not sure who it is yet. I think Barnett is probably 3 or 4. After that, it's probably Taco, which is why I have this being the order. But I'm now reading that Charles Harris could be the 3rd defensive end off the board outside of Solomon Thomas and Myles Garrett. I'm not including Jonathan Allen in terms of the edge rushing discussion. So, I don't know. And the Saints, they could take a corner here. I read that they love cornerback Gareon Conley out of Ohio State. So they could go corner, but I went with defensive end today. Who knows what I will go with Saturday. And by the way, that day will be a 3-round mock draft, by the way. I rhyme, buddy. That's what I do. Number 12, we have the Cleveland Browns taking tight end O.J. Howard. I don't think he's going to fall down this far, but that's what happened in this simulation. But with that said, someone's going to fall. Right? Someone always falls just a little lower, not too lower, but just a little lower than some people expect. So if it wasn't O.J. Howard, perhaps it's going to be Jonathan Allen. Perhaps it's going to be someone else. Today, it was O.J. Howard. I have Patrick Mahomes going to the Arizona Cardinals. I'm jumping on this bandwagon. It appears as if, the Cardinals are really considering their quarterback of the future, their situation there. And I'm not sure how good the Cardinals are going to be this season. They weren't great last season. They lost a bunch of pieces in free agency, strong safety, free safety. Tony Jefferson, he plays kind of both. I don't know. I'd say more of a free safety, though. They lost Tony Jefferson, Kevin Minter, Calais Campbell. These are big pieces. The Cardinals aren't going to be very good to me this year, especially if Carson Palmer does not play well. They are preparing for the future. Will everyone be around for that future? I would think so. I don't think they're ready to move on from Bruce Arians, but keep an eye on this situation in Arizona. Let's move on a little bit. Let's skip around a little bit, all the way down to 17. Okay, Washington Redskins, they take running back Dalvin Cook out of Florida State. This would be a good pick for them. They need a running back. Good. I think he'll go somewhere in the teens, probably anywhere from 14 to 19. I think he doesn't make it past the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 19. And same goes for Christian McCaffrey, who I have going 19 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Good for them. You'll notice my wide receiver order continues to change. Right now I have Ross going 1, Davis going 2, Mike Williams going 3. I don't know which order these guys are going to be taken. I believe, and I could be completely wrong on this, that the Baltimore Ravens would prefer Corey Davis over Mike Williams, but this could be the reverse. And if it is the reverse, congratulations, Tennessee Titans. You have just received the best receiver in this draft at number 18. Good. Some people still believe Corey Davis could go top 5. I doubt it. No. We move on. Outside of that, 21, inside linebacker Reuben Foster goes all the way down to 21, and this is something that I know a lot of people will disagree with. That's fine. I think he's falling, right? He has shoulder problems, medical issues, and whatnot there. That stinks, but now he's going to fall down draft boards. We saw Reggie Ragland, another inside linebacker formerly out of Alabama. He fell all the way down to the 2nd round last year. Although he was only projected to go late first, he fell all the way down to mid-second. So I think a fall for Reuben Foster is in the works. And it would not shock me if he fell down this low or even a little bit lower. When you combine these medical checks with his combine just being kicked out of the combine, that just, draft stock low to me. We move on to 24. Kevin King has been connected to the Oakland Raiders, and I reflected that here in my mock draft. 25, Texas Tech Deshaun Watson, who I believe will be the 3rd quarterback taken. Now, I think Patrick Mahomes has elevated past him. Kaiser is screwed. Deshaun Kaiser, I think, is pretty screwed. It would not shock me in the least if quarterback Davis Webb out of California is taken before Deshaun Kaiser out of Notre Dame, and if Kaiser falls all the way down to the 3rd round. maybe the 4th. Look out for that. I also have a bold predictions video coming out for this 2017 NFL Draft that should come out maybe even tomorrow, so look out for that. We move on to 26. Seattle Seahawks take cornerback Chidobe Awuzie. Again, if there are no offensive linemen available of value here, to me, the Seahawks will go corner. They go corner. Malik McDowell, welcome to the first round, as I have the Kansas City Chiefs picking him up. We also have some other picks that are of interest. 31, okay, Tyus Bowser goes to the Atlanta Falcons, and his draft stock is rising. I've heard him connected to the Dallas Cowboys, and I've now heard him connected to the Atlanta Falcons. One other thing, tight end David Njoku. I don't know where to put him. I think next time I'm going to put him with the New York Giants. Giants fans don't like this. They want to tackle, but do the Giants want to tackle? Or they prefer David Njoku, whose draft stock is consistently higher, from what I've seen, than Ryan Ramczyk? I think next time I need to jump on that bandwagon. I've been very hesitant to do so, but there's no way David Njoku is going to fall this far. And I know Packer fans will tell me we don't need a tight end. Did you need an offensive tackle last year in the 2nd round? No, you didn't. And you took Jason Spriggs out of Indiana. So I don't want to hear that the Packer, hey, we don't need this, we don't need that. Ted Thompson, if a best player available is available, a guy who is higher on his board than everyone else of positions of need, that man is taking that BPA. And you Packer fans should know that better than anybody. So with that said, thus is my 2017 NFL Mock Draft 8.0. I will be back for more team-specific mock drafts. I plan to get through 16 teams. Unfortunately, this year, that's all I could do. But next year, I'll do all 32 teams. Mock draft is Saturday. Another mock draft, final mock draft next Wednesday, as rumors solidify themselves heading into next week. And I buy into them way more than I should. With that said, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.